Hi sewist and aspiring sewist, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Doyen, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through the sewing process of this sleeveless jean jacket. In the previous video I took you guys through the cutting process of this jean jacket. If you've not seen that video, I'm going to be dropping the link in the comment section. If this is your first time coming across my YouTube channel, this is me saying welcome to my YouTube channel. Please do not forget to subscribe and also stay tuned and watch this video till the end. First step here is we're going to be unraveling our piece, and the first thing we're going to be doing here is to join the darts together. So I'm going to just work with this for a template. I'm going to be sewing on 0.5 on this part, and I'm going to just follow the shape of my dart just as seen in this particular video. So this is just a template. I'm going to do the other one behind this scene, but this is just to show you how we're going to achieve it. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So this is a princess dart. So because I'm going to overlay to the left, I'm going to reduce this part just like we did for our jean trouser. I hope you remember. So I'm just going to reduce this part to the minimum. Now the reason for this, just like I explained in one of our previous video, is so that the dart area can be flattened. So what we're going to do here is to fold this other part that wasn't reduced. We're going to be folding it on the reduced part. So I'm just going to fold it slightly and sew on it. So I'm just going to sew just like we did in the in one of our previous tutorials on jean trouser. That's just the same pattern we're going to follow. So you can see what it is looking like. So you're just going to fold slightly. So at this point I would not recommend that you stretch your darts. Just fold slightly and sew. Just fold slightly and sew, just as seen in this video. So make sure that you are sewing exactly on your fold, just as seen in this video, and make sure that it is the same proportion. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. I went out to repeat the same thing on the other ones as well, and this is what it looks like. This is the back side and this is the front part. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to join the center part of the back bodies. Is also the same techniques. I just want to show you guys how I achieved that. So I'm going to be sewing on an allowance of 0.5, just like we did for the darts, and just sew straight down. Once I'm done, I'm going to reduce, because I'm folding towards the left. I'm going to reduce on the left side. If I'm folding towards the right, I'm going to reduce on the right side. I hope you understand. So because I'm folding towards the left, I am reducing on the left side. So after that, I'm going to be folding over it just as seen in this video. I'm going to be folding on the same allowance just as we did previously. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So the next thing we're going to do here is to connect the front part together with the back part, just as seen in this video. So basically what I am doing here is to check if it's properly aligned just as we want. So I'm just going to make sure that it's aligned. So you can see that there's a little excess around the dart area, of which I'm going to trim later. But at this point I just want to pin the shoulder lines together, because we are going to be joining around the shoulder lines. So after that, I'll just check for any excesses, and just like I said, the excess here is the dart area. So I'm just going to trim that off just as seen in this video. So make sure that you do this before you proceed with any other thing.
Hello, if you're coming across this video was recorded today, 6th of April 2026, and so I'm here to announce to you that we're currently running a promo sales on all courses. You get to purchase a course at 20% off the actual price, and that is because this month is my birth month, and so we're giving out all our courses at giveaway prices of 20% off. So if you're interested in upgrading your skill in streetwears, you want to upgrade your skill, you want to learn how to properly make a t-shirt, hoodie, varsity jacket, track suits, color patch, and so much more, then you want to click on the number on your screen to register for the class, and I'll see you in class, guys. Bye.
Moving on, we are going to continue with the same technique. I'm going to be sewing on an allowance of 0.5 here. I'm going to do the same on the other side as well. So for this particular one, I am going to be overlapping towards the front. So because of that, I'm going to reduce on this part, on the front part, just as seen in this video, and then I'm going to be overlapping towards the front. So this is how we're going to do it. So I'm going to overlap this on it like this, just like we've been doing, and then I'm going to make a straight stitch. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side as well. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So you can see that it is actually very straightforward. So the next thing here is the facing. So I'm just going to be joining the back facing together with the front facing, just as seen in this video. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to reshaping it just as seen in this video. So the shorter part is the back side facing, while the longer part is the front side facing. So the next thing here is to join the facing alongside the main body. So this is the joining of the facing. I'm going to connect it with the shoulder joining of the main bodies, and then I'm going to pin it down. So make sure that the shoulder part and the joining part aligns together. And you can see that what we have on this other part also aligns together. So I'm just going to be pinning on different angles just as seen in this video. So make sure that the joining of the facing, the joining, what connects the back side and the front side together, the joining is aligning together. So once I'm done pinning, I'm going to sew on the shape of what we have. So after sewing, I'm going to notch the neckline area slightly just as seen in this video, and then we're going to be turning over the facing to the right face just as seen in this video. So I am going to recommend that you do this, that you apply hemi gum to this part of your jacket. You can also do it around your neckline just so that it can be more relaxed. So I went ahead to actually apply my hem gum around the facing. So this is what it looks like after attaching the hemi gum. So you can see that it looks more relaxed. So after that, we're going to go ahead to top stitch. So I'm just going to be sewing an allowance of about 0.25. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. Next, I went ahead to cut a little piece of about 1 inch. So this is what we're going to be using to tape the armhole area. So I'm just going to position it like this. I left a little allowance before attaching it to my armhole. Then I'm just going to be sewing it round my armhole. After sewing, I am just going to fold this twice, and then I'm going to sew round my armhole again. So this is more like a bias, of which I am going to double fold and then sew on. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side as well. After sewing, this is what the armhole area looks like. One thing I want you to know about jean trouser or jean jackets is the design of using a different thread, the outer design, the overlaying and all of that. These are actually things that make it very beautiful. So the next thing we're going to be doing here is to join the sides of our jacket. So I'm just going to be sewing on an allowance of 0.5. So after joining the sides of my jacket, I'm going to weave the sides, I'm going to weave the interface, and I'm going to weave the down part of my jacket. So after weaving, the next thing we're going to do here is to fold the down part of our jacket. So our folding here is going to be once. So after folding, this is what we have. This is what it is looking like. So dear sewers, if you got value by watching this video, please kindly give this video a thumbs up, and please do not forget to share. So the next thing we're going to be doing here is to mark our buttonhole allowance. So I'm just going to properly align my button allowance properly, and then mark about 1 inch for the buttonhole allowance, and then I'm going to come down by about 2.75. So the distance in between the buttons is going to be 2.75, and while marking the buttonhole allowance, make sure that it doesn't go beyond the stitch around the button allowance. So I'm just going to go ahead to hand knit the buttonholes. And this is the button we're also going to be working with. This button is a jean button. It has a screw and we're going to be attaching it together. So I'm just going to go ahead to fix my buttonholes. So after working on the buttonholes, this is what we have. So I'm just going to go ahead to mark the button space just as seen in this video. So for the button, I'm going to start by creating a little hole around here, but I would advise that you puncture it with the screw, or you just use your scissors to actually create a tiny hole, just so that the screw can have access in. So don't make sure that it is not too wide, just a tiny, very tiny hole, just so that the screw can actually access the allowance. Then you key this together with the main button itself. Make sure that it holds it for a while, and then use your hammer to hit it up just as seen in this video. So once you are sure that the button is firm, then you have your button secured already. So I'm just going to go ahead to fix the rest, and this is the final look of our jean jacket. If you're going to be recreating this, please kindly let me know in the comment section, and do not forget to send your recreation to me. I'll see you again in the next video, guys. Bye.